For like in earlier classes I showed you how you're going to install Jenkins, how we're going to run Jenkins. Today we are going to start with Jenkins part 4. And today, okay, before writing the agenda, I want to show you guys something, that in the last session we have downloaded Jenkins, right? In front of all of you I have downloaded the Jenkins, and after downloading the Jenkins I have installed the Jenkins, and after that, with respect to my command prompt, I wrote some commands so that it can run as per. You can see that the pipeline for the GitHub Groovy files, and these are all the plugins I have installed in my last session. See the Hudson model update, then you can say the API plugins, or your Maven and plugins, the Gradle plugins. So these are all the plugins. See, you can see LDAP plugin. So these are the different plugins I have installed for my Jenkins, correct? So let's restart my Jenkins and let's see how it will look like. So guys, see, this is the URL for the local host of the Jenkins, right? But it is not working. Can somebody will say me why this Jenkins is not working? So see guys, I just want to run that again. So HTTPS with double slash with localhost. So basically, what is a local host and why I require a local host? Any idea, guys? I require a local host over here because, yes, because that without the local host, I told you, right? Jenkins is not a software, so it doesn't has any physical appearance on my desktop or on my screen. So only things Jenkins has it is a UI where I can see in a browser or in a server. I can see, right? So for that reason I need to start my local host, right? So I need to launch my local host. So how can I launch my local host? HTTP, you can go with HTTP, S is not required, with a colon double slash local host a colon 8080 is your plugin or your setup, then Jenkins, and I hit on enter. So when I hit on enter, let me see which it is. So it is not redirecting me to anywhere. It is saying the site not rest. Can you guys say me why it is showing site not rest? Any idea? So the thing is that, as I told you earlier, that Jenkins is not a software. Jenkins is a tool. I think in my first video of the Jenkins, I talked about the Jenkins, that it is not a software, it's a tool. Question is why? Because you can do multiple operations, not only multiple operations, like you can run multiple batch files at a time, like one after another batch files you can write on that. And prior to Jenkins, what you can do is that you can automatically deploy, it will do automatically deploy your code from any server to a particular URL. Let's say your code is present in GitHub, or let's say your code is present in Bitbucket. So from the GitHub and Bitbucket, what Jenkins will do, it will, from the respective path, whatever the path you will set in Jenkins, it will take the code from that URL and it will run the code on that particular GitHub. Getting my point, guys? Clear? So that is the thing is going to happen over here. So that is all about local host. So that's why Jenkins, but the thing is, why can't I run over anything over here? Why it is showing the site is not reached or the site cannot be reached? Any idea? The thing is, it is showing that the site cannot be reached, or in Jenkins, I required a server to run this Jenkins. On top of the server, the Jenkins should run. For example, let's say some of you guys are working on Angular JS or Angular 2 UI frame. So you wrote a code, but you want to run that code, right? So you are running the code on top of Node.js or NPM, Node Packaging Manager. Similarly, for running of Jenkins, I need a particular server. So I need a server. So let me note down few points so that you guys will remember. So running of Jenkins, for running of Jenkins, I need a server now. And you guys know, right? Server is not is as like it's not free of cost. So I need server from somewhere. So which server I will use? So I'm using here Apache Tomcat server. Here I'm using Apache Tomcat server. Now my question is why I'm using Apache Tomcat server. So my question is why I'm using here Apache Tomcat server. The only reason I'm using Jenkins over here. I told you REST Jenkins is an open source free of cost. Similarly, Apache Tomcat server is free of cost. It is free of cost. Apache Tomcat server is free of cost. I'm getting this particular server in free of cost. And apart from the free of cost or free of cost, what is the technical name of free of cost? That is open source. Great. Open source. The Apache Tomcat server, this is free of cost. Okay guys, prior to that I should do my thing over here, that if you want to reach out to me, or if you have any questions related to, if you want any notes, or if you preparing for any interview section, then you can always reach out to me at worktestingbug@gmail.com. So if you're guys getting stuck with any kind of interview questions, if you want update of resume, if you want to make your resume, or if you want any courses related to testing or anything, Hadoop, Hadoop or Angular or any kind of, then do let me know, and you can send me your personal mail in my personal mail account. Sure. So the thing is, okay, so back to the work. So talking about Apache Tomcat, the first thing is it is free of cost and it is an open source. Apart from that, the biggest advantage of Apache is you can run anything over this server. It doesn't want like, for example, if you go for a different server, they have particular specifications, right? Apache doesn't have any kind of specific particular specifications. Are you getting my point, guys? So it doesn't have any kind of particular specifications to run. So today's agenda will be, the first thing will be how to download Apache Tomcat, or you can say from where to download. That will be the most important thing, because you should know from where to download. That is the most important thing. From where to download. From where to download Apache Tomcat, and the third thing is how to install Apache Tomcat. How to install Apache Tomcat. So this is the three things: install, or you can say setup. So the thing will be the setup, install and setup. Install and setup of Apache Tomcat. We'll see these three things today, like how okay, this is, it's really literally weird. Yeah. So let it be these two things, from where to download the Apache Tomcat. And guys, one more thing, I think I forgot to tell you guys. So the, can you guys say me one thing? Like, what is the major difference between an open source or something you are getting in free of cost, and something you are buying it, a licensed one? Let's say I told you that Jenkins is open source, correct? Jenkins is a open source, it's free of cost. And so the competitors of Jenkins are like Octopus is there, Bamboo is there, then so these are the basic Docker is there. So these are the competitors of Jenkins. So the thing is that what is the major difference between these sites over Jenkins? See guys, so these things you should know prior to you start with anything. So when I'm talking about any open source tool, when I'm talking about any open source tool, I'm not only talking about Jenkins, talking about Java is a open source, then Selenium is open source. So any open source, when I'm comparing any open source with respect to its particular licensed one, so particular licensed one, remember one thing, so these will applicable for all. So you no need to then write and run, write and no need to remember everything. So the first thing will be, obviously it's free of cost, it will be free of cost. And the license, similarly the licensed one, this one will be, you need to pay for it. So I'm finding for the stuff. Yeah, you need to pay for it, you need to pay the amount. And see, you need to pay the amount. The thing is over here is, when I'm saying this is a free of cost, and one more important thing is over here is, not only it is for free of cost, but it is for unlimited time. Unlimited time, obviously there is no time limit, or you can say there is no time limit. Here I am saying no time limit. There is no time limit, and this is of licensed one. The second thing over here is that it would be having a time limit. It should have a time limit. So when I'm saying it should have a time limit means it will have for specific period of time. Let's say 1 hour, 1.5. Sorry, not sorry. I'm sorry, my bad. So this time limit means it will have like 1 year, 2 year, or even if like yeah, basically 1 year to 2 years it will have maximum for the time limit. And other thing is about this one is when I'm saying it's open source means you can see the source code or can view the source code. Source code means what do you mean by source code? Means how it has been implemented. You can view the source code, or regardless of that, you can modify it and you can use it. But here, no source code. Clear? Now, when I'm saying over here, apart from can view the source code or something like that, okay. And what are the other things you can get it from here? The major, okay. So these are all the advantages I'm seeing with respect to open source and licensed one. So what is the disadvantage of a licensed one? What is the disadvantage on open source over the licensed one is, see, as it is a free of cost. Let's say, for example, you are a Airtel or a Tata Docomo customer or any telecom domain customer. Let's say Airtel, Vodafone, Idea, or something like that. So you are a prepaid or a postpaid customer, whatever may be. Let's say you have per month you are utilizing 600 rupees, maybe prepaid or postpaid, whatever maybe is for you're paying 500 rupees and then you're utilizing it, or let's say first you're utilizing it, then you're paying the bill. Let's say for example like that. Let's say for example you are paying 500 rupees and you are doing a recharge of 500 rupees and you are utilizing for a month. You have seen that one day suddenly 200 rupees got deducted from that particular amount. Or similarly for the bank, you're the bank customers, right? Kotak Mahindra, SDFC, SBI, ICICI, or State, or any bank, Citibank, or any bank you are using. Let's say you have seen one day suddenly is 500 rupees or sum of 1000 rupees has been deducted from your account. What will you do that time? The next step you will do is you will directly call the customer care. Why? Because you are paying for that, you are paying something, or you are the customer of that particular, that's why you are the customer of that particular bank. You are giving the money, from your money they are earning the interest, and that's why that's the source of income for that particular bank. That's why you are you will call the customer care for that, correct? So after you calling the customer care from there, so they will, you will get something from there, right? Or you will ask them like why my 100 rupees or something, 500 rupees or 1000 rupees has been deducted. You'll get to know from there. Similarly, if you're getting some kind of error from an open source, some kind of errors means your code is not working or a tool is not working, you will, remember guys, you will not get any kind of support. There is no support because this is open source, right? This is free of cost. This is free of cost. Why they are going to give you any kind of support? But in case of a licensed one, remember one thing, you will get support. You will get support because you are paying for it. So basically these are the basic difference between an open source and a licensed one. Clear guys? I hope you guys are getting these things. Clear? Now today's agenda will be like from where to download Apache Tomcat and how to install and creating the setup of Apache Tomcat, and for most important thing, and one more important thing is to run our Jenkins site. So this is the most important thing because this is our main agenda, right? Otherwise what's the use of this one? So first of all what to do is that, so install what? Apache Tomcat. So from like our earlier classes, in a similar fashion we will do point wise. First point, go to the URL. Go to the URL. Which URL you have to go? So for your benefit I have saved the URL. Which URL you have to go? You can, I hope, yeah, Apache Tomcat. So this is the URL you have to go. Let me save it over here. So this is the URL you need to choose. That is, go to the URL https://tomcat.apache.org/download -70.cgi. So this is the particular URL you need to go, Apache Tomcat URL you need to go. Go to this particular URL, https://tomcat.apache.org/download-70.cgi. This URL you need to go. After going to this URL, what you need to do is that, let's see. Next step is, see, this is, it is saying Apache. This is from the Apache Foundation. Apache Tomcat is a particular software. Then, see guys, I hope you know Apache not only holds the software server. Inside the Apache you can download Ant, the build you are running, right? Ant is a, like Ant is a Ant is a software of Apache, or Ant is a product of Apache. Not only Ant, Hadoop is a product of Apache, Hive is a product of Apache. So Apache, inside the Apache they are giving many things, not only this one. Clear? So you can see Apache 7 software downloads. Just scroll down, release integrity mirrors 7.0.82. You can see the binary distribution. Once you go to this particular URL, just scroll it down, you will see the binary distribution, right? Once you go to the binary distribution, based upon your system configuration. So what is the first? Let me write. First move to, see, scroll down to binary distribution. Scroll down to binary distribution. So what you will do after you scroll down to binary distribution, I guess you should check the, I'm sorry guys, you should check your system settings. How to check the system settings? Click on this one, go to this PC, do a right click, go to the properties, click on the properties. Okay, so this panel will come system settings. So it is a 64-bit operating system. I have discussed these things in earlier also. 64-bit means cross 64 based processor. So close this one. If you guys are not getting, I would like to show you once again. Close this one. Okay, so first of all, this, you have this folder option, right? Click on this folder option, then do a right click on this PC. Even if guys, if you're using Windows 10 or Windows 7, it should work like that, the same. So open the folder option, then do a right click on this PC and click on properties. After you click on properties, you will get to know that what is the system type. That is the 64-bit operating system, that is cross 64. Clear? You're getting right? Then close this on 64-bit. So now open the particular website, and this 64-bit Windows zip. I want to download this one. So click on this one and you will see that within few minutes it will start downloading. Great. Within 5 seconds it is showing. It will be downloading, will be completed. Let's wait for a few seconds. So you can get the document from here about the Apache Tomcat documents, in the sense the what has they been made changes from earlier versions, everything will be present over there. Yeah, it is almost downloaded. I'm waiting for the final notification that it has been downloaded successfully, because I hope you can see, yeah, it has downloaded successfully. 2 MB is left, 1 MB. So this is all about the Apache Tomcat we are saying. Let me open here, you can go to this. Okay, it has been downloaded. Click on this one. So I downloaded twice. I'm pressing Control X. So why I am copying this one, and I want to store it to my main folder so that I can use it easily. So inside the Jenkins, I want to keep my Apache Tomcat. So you can click and you can get download. So the third thing we did is, based upon your system settings, Apache Tom we have downloaded. We have downloaded the Apache Tomcat zip file. Apache Tomcat zip file. So based upon your system settings, we have downloaded the Apache Tomcat zip file. Clear guys? Next, what is the fourth point? Now we'll go to the fourth point. Fourth point is, keep Apache Tomcat zip file. Keep Apache Tomcat zip file into a specific location. into a specific location. Why? I will let you know why. Because you'll get an error. You can get error while you can keep somewhere else. Now the next thing is, okay, so open that particular location where you have kept. So I'm going to close this one, close the downloads also, open the Jenkins, do a right click and do extract here. So let it extract. You can know that it has been extracted successfully. Next. So what is the next step? Next step is extract the Apache, extract the Apache zip file. Clear? Extract the Apache zip file. Sixth point is, what is the sixth point you should do? We will run in the command prompt, but prior to that, check one thing. Go inside the Apache Tomcat, then click inside the bin. Inside the bin, you should find a startup file. See, we have a startup file, right? This startup file is very much important. You should check that this batch file is present or not, because this will help for running. So go to the back and minimize this one and open here and run cmd. Just write command prompt and hit on enter. So after running this cmd, so you got the command prompt, right? After this one, what is this next step? Next step is I need to, okay, then open command prompt cmd. After you open cmd, the first thing you should do is that switch to the directory where my, first of all, this Jenkins is present. So I will write cd/desktop, enter, then cd/Jenkins, cd/Jenkins, enter. So I went to this Jenkins. Now I need to, I want to move to inside this Apache Tomcat, right? So what I will do is that I will just, I will just control C. I have copied the name so that I can move inside this one. So I have moved inside the Jenkins, right? cd dash, directly paste this one, hit or enter. So the thing is that when you hit on enter, so you went inside this particular, now I went inside this particular Apache Tomcat. Next thing is I have to move inside the bin, because I told you my target is to run this startup file, right? What is my main target? My main target is to run this startup file. Next, so let me write it over here, open command prompt, then switch to the folder where, okay, so switch to the folder where my Apache zip file is, no, Apache file is present, because I have unzipped it, right? Apache file is present. Okay, so it will be navigate to the bin file. So it will be navigate to the bin file. See how I'm navigating? I'm just writing cd dash then bin. I will write enter, right? Okay, bin. So now I went inside the bin. Now my main target is to run this startup, right? Startup, this batch file I need to write. So what I will write is over here is startup. Just write the same thing .bat. Clear? And what you need to do is then click on enter. Once you click on enter, you will see that it has started running. See, my Tomcat server has started running, or you can say it has started installing. So let's see what is happening over here. Open CSL. Okay, so far I will say allow access. Yes, so server startup in 7101 millisecond, because my Apache startup started installing and it will start running within no time. And let's see. Okay, so let it install. So what is the final step I did? Final step is that run the start startup file. So what is the command to run the startup file, guys? So you need to write startup.bat. Clear? So this is the way you should run it, and you will see that server started in 7106 milliseconds. So this is the output it should show. So this is the output. It should show that startup started in 71071 milliseconds. So finally I got the output as what result you will get. So result you will get as result to get. So this is the result you will get. So this is the result you will get, that is server startup in. So see, so this is the time I got, because okay, where it went. Great. So that is the time, that 7,100 something millisecond, or let's say 7,000 milliseconds, that I got. Maybe for your system specifications, based upon your system specification, it can be in 1,000 milliseconds. It can take 10,000 milliseconds. Based upon your system specification, it will take time. So in the last session, we discussed about the system specifications, right? So that is the thing what is going to happen over here. Clear, guys? So that is the thing. Now, so this is so based upon our today's agenda, I discussed, right? Based upon the today's agenda, I asked you that first of all, the thing is that we are going to discuss from where to download, how to install and set up Apache Tomcat. So these things, two things we have seen. Then to run the Jenkins site, let's see and run the Jenkins site. So for running the Jenkins site, what we will do, we will go http, then with double slash we'll go with localhost 8080. Then after 8080 I will keep a slash and I will write Jenkins and I will hit on enter. Okay, sorry, I'll hit an enter. So you see that, see here it is showing that Apache Tomcat 7.0.81. So this is the Jenkins message I am getting, but still, see, Apache Tomcat server is running. If it is not running, then I should not have got this thing. But still, I am getting some Jenkins errors. Now my question is why? Let me see.